to some capacity. I'm sure they'll figure out some way to entertain it. But yeah, it's crazy. But there'll be some good to come of it. So I'm excited for a lot of the good things. And new opponents for the dogs that I'm sure a lot of people are hoping to see. So it'll be good.
How do you think Washington will fit into the Big Ten? I mean, how do you think the school's ready to go and
Oh yeah,
that competition and everything?
yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of people sleep on West Coast football a lot of the time. The Big Ten has some great teams, powerhouse teams every year. So, and a lot of rivalries too, right? So, like, how are we fitting into that category? I remember, Ohio State, UW has been a kind of a historic Rose Bowl game for a long time, along with Michigan as well. So, now that be playing them every year, right? It'll be interesting, man. So it's crazy, but I'm sure it'll be fun.
Was getting bigger this offseason kind of part of your goal to get dads more weight, dads more muscle?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to be, bigger, faster, stronger. Make sure I'm building up my body so I can, absorb hits, run faster, and dominate out there at a level that I feel like I needed to be. So that was definitely a priority.
Oh yeah, I got a question.
Yep.
At a former, your Bishop Gorman, former linebacker.
Yep.
Honestly, how does it feel like to, continue to lineage such a great, high school to college to, elite college player tradition?
Right.
That, our high school has. Because everybody knows that Bishop Gorman is the best high school in the country. That's why everybody know that. It's very true. Mike, we don't even know what high school you went to.
It's been amazing. Following guys like Eddie, they led the path for me. So his class above him, we're great players, and I just follow their lead, man. I'm lucky to be lucky enough to play with a guy like Eddie and watch from him and learn from him. So I'm blessed, man. Go Gales for sure.
Go Gales. I appreciate it.
Rome, can you break down what the strengths are of each of the guys of your wide receiver core? Maybe you and J-Mac and Jalen.
Okay, yeah. I was like, I could go down the
I know
line.
you go pretty deep, but first three guys.
Man, I think J-Mac is such an elusive player. He's so explosive, and being at the height that he is, it's pretty unique for a guy like that that's sitting at like 6'2". So for him to be able to play in the slot, be as shifty as he is, it's master class, and I think that it gives him a lot of advantage and why he creates a lot of separation. JP, another strong guy, sturdy, and will make it happen. Smart guy, clever out there. So I think both of them provide different elements to the table and allows them to play their position-specific things. And so I'll have a lot of success this season for sure.
So how do you think your skills complement those two?
I think that it's crazy because each position in our offense requires certain things, and I honestly feel like we have the perfect fit in certain situations where they do a good job of putting people where they'll have success. And I think that we complement each other, whether it's trying to get each other open. We're all selfless out there. We just want to get the rock in somebody's hands as long as it's going to one of us. So we're happy. So going out there and all of us knowing the playing book, it helps us complement each other. Really.
Coach Jeff said you were faster than Jalen in the spring when you guys ran the 40. Can you confirm that? How much fun do you guys have in the competition seeing who's faster?
Oh, definitely. It's he gets me, I get him. It's back and forth. Until hopefully the combine, we'll probably have a couple bets on that. We'll see what comes out with that. But yeah, it goes back and forth, man. He's a sprinter, and we both got that track background, so we're competitive in that aspect. But yeah, we'll joke about who's faster here and there every practice or so. But I can't say what happened this offseason. We'll see who had the fastest time in one of the games this year clocked.
One of your new guys that you've had a chance to compete against now for a little bit. Can you give us a little bit of a scouting report on Jabbar Muhammad?
Oh, Jabbar, man. Ever since he's come in, I remember just seeing him walk over to the Dempsey and getting work in, and man, he's a dog. He's so savvy with his defense, and he's so sharp. It's been a blessing going against him. He's an NFL guy that will continue to develop and be great for us this season. But I think he has a lot of assets that help that defense, and is a formidable force to go against. So I've been blessed to be able to get some reps against him.
Yeah, just on day one, we were talking amongst ourselves, and we've been doing this since '97.
Okay, right on.
That first day of practice, I've never seen a practice with the quarterback and wide receivers on the same page and on fire like I saw on day one of practice.
Right.
Was that? Talk to me a little bit. You guys just looked on fire from the get-go.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, we've been harping off season about making sure that we're connecting and we have that connection and chemistry. from day one, and we would like to start fast. And we had a whole year to learn this offense and get some chemistry, a whole actual season of playing and figuring each other out. So I think we didn't want to come out here and act like we're brand new and figuring everything out or knock the rust off. We wanted to come out and get better, and I think that's what we did and what we're trying to continue to do throughout the camp.
How much further are you ahead right now than you were exactly a year ago?
Oh, I think we've made a lot of strides. Learning a playbook is tough, especially getting the chemistry from the O line to the running back to the quarterback to the wide receivers. There's a lot that has to go right to make a play happen. So being able to have that comfortability already, knowing that we'll have success if we do the things that we need to do. Coming out here with that mindset of just doing our job and getting better and perfecting that craft has allowed us to be at another level.
Speaking of quarterback position, Michael's leadership, what can you say about it?
Oh, it's amazing. Mike takes full leadership of the offense and the team as well, knowing that he's a key figure, as a quarterback should do. And I think that he steps into that role. He doesn't shy away from it, and he's vocal. He's vocal. He leads by example. The whole nine. So having him as a leader, being able to look up to that guy and look for him for moral support, for an example to look at for what it means to be a Husky. It's been amazing, and he does a great job.
But with his ball placement, how precise does your route have to be? Is it more encouragement, or is it more like, man, I got to make sure I get this right?
Right. No, if Mike is back there, he's going to give you a shot regardless. So it's up to you to, create separation and get away from the defender. But regardless of where the defender's at, Mike's going to put in the spot that probably you can only get us, which is unique to himself. So, we try and do our best to create separation. But with Mike, you always have a shot to catch the ball. We're always open to that possibility. So we go out there and try and catch it regardless of what happens.
How much of a leader are you? Last one. How much of a leader? Cause you have multiple leaders on the team, and what kind of leader are you?
Right. I think that I've stepped into that leadership role. I think last year, even had the success that I had, I feel like I could be a better leader for this team because I wasn't an older guy, and I kind of want to lead that role to some of the older guys. But now, God willing, it's my last season. I want to make sure I make my mark on these young guys and my peers, and I've really been making some strides, making some efforts to make sure I'm being vocal and being out here encouraging guys and leading by example. So still something I'm learning, but something I'm glad to do.
I know we're probably not going to see you around here next year, but are you almost tempted to come back and play in the Big Ten?
It would be exciting to be able to play against some of those guys. the Michigans, Ohio States, Michigan States, great teams, great programs, historical great programs. But man, God willing, I'll be out of here. But it is tempting to see what that experience would be like, especially because all the stadiums, all the great settings you get to play in out there. But not too tempted. No.
You've hardly had a conventional college football career.
Yeah.
Looking at what happened 2 years ago, last year, and now that this program has gone into the Big Ten, you look at it like, what else can you do to me?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. I've had a lot of fluctuation throughout my college career. It's been crazy, from 3 head coaches to going to Big Ten to all these different changes to COVID. It's been a lot, but all those things have been changes, trials, tribulations that have hopefully made me a better person, hopefully made me a better player, and I'm grateful for it. Not many people can say they've went through all these things, experienced all these things, and I'm happy to experience all these things for my one college career that I do have. So I feel very, very blessed.
Jalen did an interview a few weeks ago and mentioned that he thought offensively last year you guys were just scratching the surface.
Yeah.
Was the term he used. Do you agree with that? And what do you think that means, that a year where you guys almost scored 40 points a game last season?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's so much more left in the tank, just because last season, we were figuring everything out still, whether it was installs or, figuring out the playbook and all those things, or building that connection with Mike. When we out there and we had a lot of success due to our work ethic and on those things. And going into this season, having that base and having that, past to be able to look on like, yeah, we could really do this. I think that, that allows us to have that creativity, to have that work ethic towards, something bigger and a lot more effective. And I think that we'll be able to go out there this season and put an even better product on the field for sure.
Well, you play for a unique personality in Jamarcus Shepard.
What's that?
You play for a unique personality
yes.
in Jamarcus Shepard.
Absolutely.
Can you give us a Jamarcus Shepard story that you'll never ever forget as long as you live?
A Jamarcus Shepard story. Oh man, I'll never forget, like just the energy level that he always has. And I think that it was a real inclination to me, like the spring game. It's good,
How you doing?
Good. It was a real inclination to me. Our first spring game that we had, he told us in the position room, like he's gonna act like it's a game, like a real game too, right, and be professional in that manner. And we come off the field after like scoring a touchdown or something, and he comes over and like he just yells at us like what are y'all doing, like, you know. Getting after us a good bit, even though we scored, so we were all confused. But like, we understood what he was doing, just because he's trying to install in us that, like, you know, we need to be perfect out there. We need to make sure everything counts, even though if we score, we still made mistakes out there, which we did. So, and then he walks off and then looks back to us and smiles and winks, and you know, giving us that sign that, you know, we know he's joking, but that's what it's gonna be like in a game. But I'll never forget that story, and that really is an epitome of his character. You know, he's always high energy, but he's focused too, and he wants to get stuff done. So
One more. He always talks about his yards versus your yards, right?
that's right.
So did you have more yards or did he have more yards last year?
I think he might have more yards. I don't know how many yards I had. They definitely schemed some stuff up for me, and I think at the end of the day I had more yards than Yak when it came to comparison. But
Do you think about that?
I do think about that a lot. You know, that's a big emphasis for me. I'm trying to show my explosiveness and ability to, you know, do something with the ball when it's in my hands. So something I definitely think about. But yeah, something that's been funny for a long time for us.
That's right.
I saw on Twitter you want to grow up to be a quarterback.
Yeah, that's right. We had the little kind of like elementary, you know, first grade, welcome to first grade kind of posters, and I put out I wanted to be a QB, and you never know, man. I mean,
You
I got
pushing
an
for any
arm on
plays
me.
this year?
You know, maybe, you know,
We had a
don't be
few guys in
surprised
the
if you see
past.
me in the
Dante
pocket.
Pettis threw a few touchdowns.
That's right.
Marvin Hall threw a few touchdowns.
That's right. You know, I hope to get me at least one. I need a passing touchdown. I need some redemption. But yeah, I used to play quarterback in Little League, so it was more like running back. I'd catch it, pretty much just run. But yeah, I mean, that was just a little joke, just a little, you know, just having fun out there. You know, Mike, I doubt I'll be able to replace Mike anytime soon. but yeah, quarterback is a fun position, you know. So Mike is blessed for sure.
Any new guys surprising you so far?
Oh man, all the young guys are doing well. You know, I'd like to shout out all my young bulls in the wide receiver room: Tayshawn, Rashid, Keith, Luke. They all doing a good job. You know, coming out here and competing. Exciting players to watch. You know, it looks like wide receiver core is bright, along with, you know, Germ and Giles doing a great job, and Denzel, you know, right behind me, making a bunch of plays at X. So all those guys, man, shout out to the wide receiver core, young guys doing their job and, you know, competing out there.